Hey there, it's Amy Pearson from beingamytheblog.com, and I'm here today because I want to talk about resentment. So, for years, I'm sorry, I've got the dog, she's here, and she is snoring. So, once again, apologies for the background noise. So, for years, I've really struggled with the emotion of resentment. And it has to do with being a mom, and it has to do with being the one who does most of the housework and who runs logistics for the kids and the household. And I've always just kind of wished that people would show me more appreciation or acknowledge the work that I do, kind of the behind the scenes sort of things that I do to keep everything afloat and running smoothly. And I've always kind of wished that folks, particularly my husband, would spend more time helping me with things. And so there's been a lot of kind of resentment where, I've expressed that resentment in ways, passive aggressive ways, or I've just felt anger. Yeah, and some of the behaviors that have come from that have been like criticism or blame or silent treatments, that kind of thing. And it really never amounted to any positive change in my household. Guilt trips is a big one, right? Like giving guilt trips. And of course, I'm still guilty of this from time to time. But what I've realized as I've been, I don't know, like I feel like as I've been working on my own consciousness and taking responsibility for my vibration and doing a lot of spiritual work, which for me is just spending a lot of time in meditation and self-reflection and just radical self-responsibility and radical self-forgiveness. As I've been doing that kind of work, and really I would say that over the past 18 months with COVID and so much of the polarization that's happening in the world, and really witnessing a lot of scary shit going down right now in our society, is that it's really amped up my own spiritual work. So there's a gift there for me. But what I've noticed is that I have been able to vibrate in higher frequency where I am able to do the things around the house that I've always done, which is, I'm the one who cooks the meals and cleans up the kitchen. And why does the kitchen always, like, it seems like dishes fill up faster than I can do them. Laundry, all of those kinds of hands-on things around the house. I'm still the same person who does all that, but what I've noticed, first, one thing that I've noticed is that I've been able to be honest with myself that I actually find it relaxing to do these things. I didn't want to admit that before, but I do find it relaxing to fold laundry. I do enjoy cooking, and I do find it relaxing to be in the kitchen cleaning up if I have a good podcast or a book to listen to or a YouTube channel. It's not all the time, and obviously I get tired and I get, I don't always want to do those things. But what I have been able to realize is that I actually find it pretty relaxing to tool around the house and take care of things. But one of the other things that I've noticed as I've been vibrating closer to the frequency of love is that I actually find that I'm able to perform the same tasks from a place of love and from a place of generosity and from a place of wanting to care for the people that I love, which is pretty cool. But what I've noticed as a result of this, it's nothing that I've tried to do or manipulate or change or control, is that I'm receiving so much positive acknowledgement from my husband. He's been saying really nice things to me that I've always wanted him to say, just acknowledging all the work I do and acknowledging all the care I put into things, acknowledging how much he appreciates me. I mean, this is something that, I've always wanted to hear from him, but now it's just, I'm hearing it on a regular basis now. Just so much appreciation. And we've been married for, I think, I lose count. We were married in 1993, I believe. So you can do the math. And so that has really changed. The other thing that I notice is more appreciation from my kids and more of a willingness on their part to help me with things without, geez, mom, come on, mom, do I have to sort of deal? I'm noticing that they have, changed in terms of their willingness to help me out when I ask. The other thing that I've noticed is that my husband now, on purpose, helps me clean up after dinner. That's amazing for me. It's wonderful. I haven't asked him. I haven't guilted him. I haven't done any of that. And what it shows me, again, is the incredible power of love. I'm pausing because I really want to hammer that point. Love is so powerful. And again, I'm going to circle back to David Hawkins and the map of consciousness, because if you're familiar with his work, he has created a map of consciousness where he has calibrated human emotion on a chart showing that anything that calibrates under 200, and 200 is that set point, it's the emotion of courage. Anything under that, you're operating in the world from a place of force. The emotions under courage are desire, pride, shame, which he calls guilt, fear, obviously. So those are some of the emotions that calibrate under that set point. Anything over 200, that you've got acceptance, neutrality. What else? You've got courage. I mentioned that. Love. I'm forgetting. But anyway, so anything above that is going to be calibrating at that frequency of power. And what he means by power is that things tend to be a win-win. There isn't a ton of efforting. Things come naturally. When you succeed, others succeed. You are lifting others up. When you're operating under that 200 set point, you are operating in the world from a place of force where you're pushing for results. You're, thinking about things as means justifies the end, that it's often a lose-lose proposition, or if it is a win on your part, others lose. And so love is right there on top of the map of consciousness. And what I have been able to really experience as I'm working on my own frequency is that the more that you can allow yourself to operate from that place of love, the more powerful the results will be around you. So if you're interested in learning more about how to raise your emotional calibration, because we're human, right? I know for me, I'm, 1 minute I'm in guilt, or I'm in fear or anger. Next minute if I spend some time in meditation, or I'm reading something that's uplifting, or I'm watching something that's uplifting, or if I'm working on my thoughts, or if I'm allowing myself to feel my feelings, then I can often get myself up into a higher frequency. And so if you're interested in learning more about how to do that, I recommend a book called Letting Go by David Hawkins. But I talk about it a lot. It really is just about allowing those emotions, not judging yourself for those emotions, not making yourself wrong for having painful emotional experiences, because that's really an opportunity for you to check in with those, connect with your body, turn off the judgment, turn off the thoughts, and just allow the energy to move through you. That's really what we're doing here when we're talking about raising our frequency. So I just want to share an example of how this is all working for me, something very practical, something that I kind of find miraculous in terms of transformation in my own household and in my life. The power of love, it's everything. So if you found this helpful, please go ahead and give it a like. Please share your comments. I would love to know if you've been able to experience the power of the love frequency in your own world and what that has looked like for you. So this is Amy Pearson. My website is beingamytheblog.com. And just give it a like or a comment or a share. Be sure to subscribe if this was helpful for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.